Emotional abuse is a subtle and insidious form of abuse that can leave deep, lasting scars. Unlike physical abuse, emotional abuse doesn't leave visible marks, but its effects can be equally, if not more, devastating. Understanding and recognizing the signs of emotional abuse is crucial for anyone who might be experiencing it or for those who want to support someone going through it. Hello and welcome to the Pockets of Inspiration channel. In this video, we will aim to shed light on the signs of emotional abuse and how to address them. If you or someone you know is a victim of emotional abuse, there are numerous resources available to help individuals navigate through and recover from emotional abuse. These resources will be provided towards the end of this video. Right now, let's look at the various signs of emotional abuse and the sentences that are often used by the abusers. These signs and sentences are often unknown or overlooked by the victims because they are unaware that they are being emotionally abused. By taking a close look at these signs, anyone can identify them and seek help without any hesitation. Number 1. Constant criticism and blaming. One of the most common signs of emotional abuse is constant criticism and blaming. Abusers often belittle their victims, making them feel worthless and incapable. They may blame their victims for everything that goes wrong, even things beyond their control. An example of this is when the abuse uses sentences like, "You can't do anything right," or "This is all your fault." Don't let anyone diminish your self-worth. Seek out positive affirmations and surround yourself with those who uplift you. Remember, you are capable and worthy just as you are. Number 2. Manipulation and gaslighting. Gaslighting is a form of manipulation where the abuser makes the victim doubt their own reality, memory, or perceptions. This can lead to severe confusion and a loss of confidence. A subtle example that is commonly used is when the abuser uses words like, "That never happened," "You're imagining things," or "You're too sensitive." Trust your instincts and your perceptions. Your reality is valid. Seek clarity through self-reflection and support from trusted individuals. Number 3. Isolation. Abusers often try to isolate their victims from friends, family, and support networks. By cutting off these connections, the victim becomes more dependent on the abuser. An abuser would often look for ways to isolate their victims by constantly saying this to them: "I don't like your friends, you shouldn't hang out with them," or "Your family doesn't really care about you." If you recognize someone like this in your life, don't fall for their schemes. Maintain your connections and reach out to your support network. True friends and family will stand by you and offer the strength you need. Number 4. Control and domination. Emotional abusers seek to control every aspect of their victim's life, from their actions to their thoughts and feelings. They may control finances, make all the decisions, or dictate how their victim should dress and behave. An example is when the abuser says, "You can't spend money without asking me first," or "I'll decide what you wear today." Muster the courage to say no. You have the right to make your own choices and live your life on your terms. Empower yourself by setting boundaries and asserting your independence. Number 5. Verbal abuse. Verbal abuse includes yelling, screaming, name-calling, and swearing. The goal is to intimidate and degrade the victim, making them feel small and powerless. Using words like "You're a loser," or "You're so stupid," are just a few examples. Words can hurt, but they do not define you. Build your inner strength and confidence by affirming your worth and rejecting harmful labels. Number 6. Emotional blackmail. Emotional abusers use fear, guilt, and obligation to manipulate their victims. They may threaten to harm themselves, the victim, or someone the victim loves to get what they want. Has someone you know ever said these words to you before? "If you leave me, I'll hurt myself," or "If you don't do this, I'll tell everyone your secret." These are examples of emotional abuse. Emotional blackmail is a form of manipulation. Stand firm in your convictions and seek help if you feel threatened or coerced. Number 7. Shaming and humiliation. Abusers often use shaming and humiliation to control their victims. This can be done publicly or privately, and can make the victim feel embarrassed and worthless. For example, they say something like, "Look at you, you're so embarrassing," or everyone laughs at you behind your back. This is your sign that you deserve someone better in your life, so embrace your self-worth and refuse to accept demeaning treatment from anyone. You deserve respect and dignity. Number 8. Ignoring and neglect. Neglect and ignoring the victim's needs, both emotional and physical, is another form of emotional abuse. This can make the victim feel unimportant and unloved. An abuser will silently say or act out to make their victims feel that they don't deserve their attention, or their feelings don't matter. Your needs and feelings are important. Prioritize self-care and seek out relationships that provide mutual respect and care. Number 9. Unpredictable mood swings. Abusers may exhibit unpredictable mood swings, alternating between loving and abusive behavior. This keeps the victim off balance and constantly tries to please the abuser to avoid conflict. An example of this is when one moment they're loving, the next they're screaming at you. And you never know what mood they'll be in. Try to seek environments and relationships that offer you the peace and predictability you deserve. Stability and consistency are key to healthy relationships. Number 10. Denial of abuse. Abusers often deny their abusive behavior, turning the blame back on the victim. This can make it difficult for the victim to recognize the abuse and seek help. An abuser will say to you, "I never said that, you're making things up." Or "You're too sensitive, it was just a joke." Trust your experience and feelings. Acknowledge the reality of your situation and seek validation and support from trusted sources. Emotional abuse is often insidious and can be difficult to recognize, both for the victim and those around them. Here are several reasons why emotional abuse is not easily identified. 1. Lack of visible evidence. Unlike physical abuse, emotional abuse does not leave visible scars or bruises. The damage is internal and psychological, making it harder to detect and prove. A person experiencing emotional abuse might look perfectly fine on the outside, but they are suffering internally from constant belittling and manipulation. 2. Normalization of behavior. Emotional abuse can become normalized over time, especially if it happens gradually. The victim might start to believe that this behavior is a normal part of relationships. If a partner consistently criticizes or controls someone, the victim might start to accept these behaviors as typical relationship dynamics, rather than recognizing them as abusive. 3. Manipulation and gaslighting. Abusers often use manipulation and gaslighting to make the victim doubt their own reality and sanity. This makes it challenging for the victim to trust their own perceptions and recognize the abuse. An abuser might repeatedly tell the victim that they are overly sensitive or imagining things, leading the victim to question their own experiences and feelings. 4. Stigma and shame. There is often a stigma associated with being a victim of emotional abuse, leading to feelings of shame and embarrassment. This can prevent victims from speaking out or seeking help. A person might feel ashamed to admit that their partner or loved one is treating them poorly, fearing judgment from others. 5. Love and attachment. Emotional abuse often occurs in close relationships where there are strong feelings of love and attachment. Victims might rationalize the abuser's behavior out of love or fear of losing the relationship. A victim might excuse their partner's controlling behavior as being a sign of love or concern, rather than recognizing it as abusive. 6. Intermittent reinforcement. Abusers often alternate between abusive behavior and periods of kindness or affection. This intermittent reinforcement creates confusion and makes it harder for victims to identify the pattern of abuse. After a period of intense criticism, an abuser might suddenly become affectionate and apologetic, making the victim question whether the abuse is real. 7. Lack of awareness. Many people are not aware of the signs and characteristics of emotional abuse. Without education and awareness, it's difficult to recognize abusive behaviors. A person might not realize that constant monitoring of their activities or excessive jealousy are forms of emotional abuse. Emotional abuse can have long-lasting effects on mental health and well-being, but with the right help, it is possible to heal and rebuild a healthy, fulfilling life. How to address emotional abuse. If you recognize these signs in your relationship, or in the relationship of someone you know, it's important to take action. Here are some steps to consider. 1. Acknowledge the abuse. 1. Recognize and admit that you are experiencing emotional abuse. 1. This is the first and most crucial step. 2. Seek support. 2. Talk to friends, family, or a counselor about what you're experiencing. 2. Support from loved ones can be incredibly validating and helpful. 3. Set boundaries. 3. Establish clear boundaries with the abuser. 3. Let them know what behavior is unacceptable and what the consequences will be if they cross the line. 4. Create a safety plan. 4. If you're in immediate danger, have a plan in place to leave the situation safely. 4. This might include having a trusted friend or family member you can stay with. 5. Seek professional help. 5. Therapy can be a vital resource for understanding abuse and learning how to cope and heal. 5. Consider individual therapy and, if safe, couples therapy. Overcoming emotional abuse is a challenging but possible journey. Emotional abuse can be incredibly damaging, but recognizing the signs is the first step towards healing and reclaiming your life. Remember, you deserve to be treated with respect and kindness. I hope this video was helpful in some way to you or your loved one. If you or someone you know is experiencing emotional abuse, reach out for help. There are resources and people ready to support you on your journey to safety and recovery. This has been Pockets of Inspiration. If this video resonated with you, please go ahead and click the like and subscribe button to get more inspirational content like this. Here are some key resources to consider exploring. 1. Therapy and counseling. Use directories like in the city where you live to find a therapist who specializes in emotional abuse and trauma. 2. Online therapy services. These platforms connect individuals with licensed therapists via online sessions, which can be particularly useful for those with limited access to in-person therapy. 3. Support groups. Check with local community centers, hospitals, or domestic violence shelters for support groups focused on emotional abuse and recovery. Online forums like Daily Strength and SupportGroups.com offer forums where individuals can share experiences and support each other. 4. Educational resources. Read books like The Emotionally Abusive Relationship by Beverly Engel, which provides insights into recognizing and overcoming emotional abuse. Another good book is Why Does He Do That? By Lundy Bancroft, which offers a deep understanding of abusive relationships and practical advice for those seeking to leave them. 5. Browse through websites and articles such as Psychology Today, which features numerous articles on emotional abuse, its effects, and recovery strategies. Verywell Mind also offers practical advice and information on dealing with emotional abuse. 6. Self-help resources such as mindfulness and self-care apps is another great resource to explore. Examples to try are Headspace at headspace.com and Calm at calm.com. These apps offer guided meditations and mindfulness practices to help manage stress and emotional pain. 7. Journaling and self-reflection. Consider using guided journals specifically designed for trauma and recovery, such as the 5-Minute Journal or Healing Journal. 8. Take online courses on recovery. Platforms like Coursera and Udemy offer courses on emotional healing and personal development. Thanks for watching. Until next time, don't stop investing in your happiness and peace of mind. Stay inspired. If you are new on this channel, welcome. This is Pockets of Inspiration, where you will find contents that promote mental health, self-care and self-improvement. It's no news that we are all going through life, and while some days are easy, some are not, because life isn't as easy as it seems after all. The goal is to inspire anyone going through the ups and downs and anything in between, because we are all going through it all. I hope you find the encouragement you need from this channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more inspiring content that helps you grow and thrive in every aspect of life. See you in the next video.